Hi guys, Samantha from Jessica Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to create faux Labradorite. So I've got some black Primo clay here, and we're going to be grabbing a piece of silver metal leaf and just applying that to the clay. And since I've got a piece of paper here, I might as well use it to just kind of burnish that onto the surface, since it will be easier than using my fingers. And the clay that I'm using has been run out on my middle setting. There we go. Then I've got a series of alcohol inks. This one is optional. Any purple will work, preferably a more blue one. I've got a more red one today, but any purple will work. Again, optional, but you are going to need a blue and a yellow. Okay. And I'm going to start with the blue because I want that to be my dominant colour. And I'm just going to pop drops down and spread that out using a brush, like so. There we go. Then I'm going to put the yellow down next, and I'm going to drip that into the areas where I haven't completely put the blue down, and also spread that out. But then the important bit is when it intersects with the blue, mix it together and you'll end up creating a green colour. And that's why you only need the yellow and the blue, because that's all you really need for the colour mixing. You don't need to have a green for this. You can if you want a very specific kind of green, but it's not completely necessary. Okay, and that would work on its own, but I'm going to be adding a small purple spot over here. And I'm going to just add it straight to my brush because this purple's quite strong, and so I don't want it to take over the whole thing. There you go. I'll just dab that in and then dry it up. Okay, and it's difficult to see when it's flat, but if you pick it up and reflect it around, you'll be able to see that nice silver leaf underneath. Now the way this worked out with the way the blue was patterned and then the yellow spots, we're not really going to be able to utilise much of the purple. You might only be able to get it on one earring, but that's okay. And when I cut this out, it's going to crackle the metal leaf. And I'm just trying to get it not to stick in the cutter because I have got it on a piece of paper, and so it will probably stick a little bit. Okay, they did stick a little bit, but I did manage to get two pieces with purple on them. So let me just bring those over. Here they are. I did manage to get some purple on both of them. And you can continue cutting out pieces, but I'm actually going to save this for a leftover tutorial because the metal leaf, when combined with some leftover techniques, is really quite pretty, and I do want to showcase that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave these on the piece of paper and we're going to work with them in just a minute. I want to do the top part, which is going to be a triangle shape, and we're actually going to be imitating the raw part of what the stone would look like with this stamp. Now, for those of you that have watched to this part of the video, thank you, and also I have a little surprise. I am going to be giving this cane marker tool away in the next order that is purchased from my Etsy shop, Jessica Design. However, the trick is that you need to put a code in the notes of your order. Just put in YouTube video, and the first person that puts that in and then puts the order in will receive this tool for free. So the link to my shop is in the description below. If you're interested in that, just go and do that now and then come back to watch the rest of the video. Okay, So now we can continue with the rest of the video. So I'm going to be using this druzy stamp of mine. And now before I actually use it, I'm going to bring over a piece of black clay, and this was rolled out on the thickest setting of my pasta machine, and I only want to have enough for the stamp, so I'm just trimming that back. And now before we stamp it, I'm going to be using some interference mica powders. I have a green and a blue, and you can tell that when you move the jars around, they should have a sheen on them. And I'm going to apply this to my clay before I put it into the texture, and this is going to semi-imitate the raw stone before it's polished. So just do basically what I did with the alcohol ink, and just paint one of the colours, or brush one of the colours in a random pattern, and then apply the green in this case, or the blue. Or if you have yellow interference powder, that works as well. Okay, and there we go. Now the powders will give a slight non-stick effect, but it's not enough for my liking, so I am going to put a little bit of water on the stamp, just to ensure that we don't get a sticky effect. And there's some mica powder on my fingers, and so that's going to be rubbing into the stamp, but that's fine. There we go. Then put it mica slide down. Make sure you have some water on your fingers, and that will allow it not to stick. And then just press it into the stamp. Okay. And there we go. And you can see that looks quite nice. I'll just dab off the water. Don't need to dab off too much. And this is another way that you can imitate the stone. You don't have to have it smooth every single time. You can actually imitate it this way, because the raw one looks quite interesting as well. So let that dry completely. Okay, and I did rub off a little bit of the mica powder just because it was a bit much specifically for this project. However, if you're going to be imitating it, you're probably going to want to keep the original level of mica powder, but for this one I want it to mostly just look black. So then I am going to cut out two pieces, and I'm cutting this out on the tile, and the clay won't stick in the cutter that way. And again, obviously you can use the rest of that, however you can mix that into the black and you shouldn't be able to see much of it. Okay, but now you've got those little pieces. Okay, and there we go. So I've just slopped them into place with those pieces. Now I'm going to bake this for a full hour at Primo's recommended temperature. And if you want to, once it's baked, you can flip it over and apply a little bit of liquid clay to the back, or even another layer of clay, just to strengthen the bond between the two pieces of clay. But yeah, once that's finished, I'll be applying some UV resin and finishing them off. Okay. And here they are out of the oven. Now I'm just going to be applying some UV resin onto the Labradorite part, and then this part over here I'm going to be applying a little bit of gloss varnish. And the reason for that is that I want to have texture here, and I want to retain the texture. And so I'm only going to apply the resin here, and it will create a nice distinction between the two halves. Just apply that, brush that over the surface, and then pop that into UV light for a couple of minutes, and then you can apply your gloss varnish. Okay, and there we go. That's how they look once I put the gloss varnish on the black parts and then have just assembled them. To create the whole, I just simply used a pin drill. But yeah, that is basically it. And they come out really nicely once you've put the resin on, and gives it a beautiful glass-like dome, which contrasts nicely with the texture that we've got on the front here. And so I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do check the links below this video, as I have done 2 other tutorials on faux labradorite on this channel actually, and there is also a link to a more complicated paid one. So 3 other ones total, and they all use slightly different techniques than the ones that I showed today, so you might prefer those ones and the way they look, so be sure to check them out. And if you enjoyed the tutorial, please do consider leaving a like and a comment below. It really helps the channel out and is greatly appreciated. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.